episode of Tea with Lisa. This is our special episode for fall and Thanksgiving, and today we're going to be doing something completely different. We're going to be cooking on our show, not just sitting and chatting. So I want to introduce our cook for today. It's going to be Rashella Harrison. She works here at Walton Options. She's our communications and development coordinator, director, supervisor, whatever you call yourself. She is also my co-director, producer on Tea with Lisa, so she's going to be in front of the camera today instead of behind the camera. So, and then I've got her mom, Yvonne, here with us.
Hello.
And she's going to be helping us navigate through Rashella's cooking, what she's going to be cooking. So I'll turn it over to Rashella, and she can tell us what she's got going on here.
Sounds good. Well, Lisa, thank you for asking me to step from behind the camera and be your guest today. And Mom, thanks for joining us too.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we actually have a couple of different recipes for you guys today. Since November, of course, it's Thanksgiving and we all think of eating, but November is also Healthy Eating Awareness Month. And so today we're going to be sharing 3 either vegan, allergy-friendly, and low-sugar recipes that you can possibly incorporate into your current holiday meals. So first up is breakfast, Lisa, because there are a lot of studies show that often people will skip breakfast because, they're waiting for the big, Thanksgiving or holiday feast. But they actually say that it's not recommended because it slows your metabolism, and it also makes you not be able to eat as much. So heads up, if you want to eat more, you got to eat breakfast.
Okay, so that's new for me because I always skip breakfast so I can get ready for the big feast. So I am guilty of that.
Right? And I've done it a couple times too. So what I'll be making for you today are gluten-free vegan pancakes. So I'm very excited about this dish. It gives you the full flavor of traditional pancakes, but thanks to the gluten-free flour, they are a little bit lighter, so it still allows you to be able to eat breakfast, but still enjoy that, bigger dinner later.
Okay. And Yvonne, you've had a chance to sample some of this stuff that she's made.
Yes, I have. I'm the sample. I'm the test kitchen.
Oh, okay. Yes. So do you notice a big difference between the regular pancakes and the ones that she's going to make for us?
At first, I thought I wasn't going to like them. Yeah. But then as we went on, Lisa, they became great. I love them. I've taken them to work and everything else, reheat them. They're good at reheating. You can put them in the freezer and use them for later or anything like that.
Okay.
Our family just love it, and I love the change for which it's come. Mm-hmm. And with me having diverticulitis, it helps a lot with my gut and system and everything else as well, which we'll talk about that more later. Let's get back to
That'll be a whole nother conversation.
Yes, it will, Lisa.
Okay, Lisa, so I have a gluten-free pancake mix today. There are a couple of different gluten-free pancake mixes available on the market, so I'm not necessarily going to endorse any particular brand, so I will say just kind of try them out, but I've tried out a few different brands and they're all pretty great.
Okay. And so they're easy to find in the stores?
They are easy to find in stores, particularly in our area in the CSRA. I have found that we have some of the largest gluten-free and allergy-friendly sections in our grocery store, so that's always great. So first I'm going to start out with, like I said, the gluten-free prepared pancake mix here. It does have the instructions on the back. I'm currently cooking. We're going to be preparing this whole bag. So I'm just going to toss the whole entire bag in here. And this is going to give you about 16 small pancakes. But if your family's like my family, we don't do small pancakes. So it'll probably give you more around 10 of the, regular large size ones. So we're going to start with that. We're also going to add in some salt. I personally, to neutralize the taste a little bit, I tend to lean towards pink Himalayan salt. It also has healthier qualities and has a little bit more vitamins in it than table salt. An alternative to that I also brought with me is sea salt, but I'm going to be putting the Himalayan salt in here. So we're just going to do about 1 tablespoon or a nice big sprinkle, depending on how salty or sweet you like your pancakes. Also, I have here is unsweetened applesauce. I like these little containers like this because it pretty much is already pre-measured, so I don't have to worry about trying to scoop it out of the jar and measure it.
Makes it a lot
Because
easier.
one bag of the pancake mix is going to take one whole packet of applesauce. So that way it's already measured out and you can just kind of toss it in there.
Okay.
And to cut down on that sweetness, again, I use the unsweetened applesauce, any brand that you choose. We also are going to be adding in some vanilla, just because it's fall. It adds a little warm and nuttiness to our pancakes, and the scent of it is, delicious when you smell it with the butter.
Yeah, I like anything. I like vanilla.
Right? I love vanilla. Also, my son has not only does he have gluten allergy, but he also has a dairy allergy. So when searching for this recipe, I've had to search for a lot of alternatives to make for him. Today I'll be making it with rice milk. But if you choose to do whole milk and you don't want this recipe to be dairy free, it doesn't have to be. If you choose to use like an almond milk or maybe an oat milk or something like that, you can do that as well. But my choice today is rice milk.
Okay. And now with the regular milk, if I wanted to use regular like 2% milk, it'd be the same measurement of milk?
Yes, it would be the same measurement of milk. So here on our handy dandy instructions, I know I'm free pouring here, but for our milk, you want about 2 cups, depending on the consistency of the pancakes you like. I like mine a little bit on the thick side, so I usually do about 1 3/4 cup instead of doing the full 2 cups. So now we have our applesauce, we have our salt, we have our pancake mix, we have our milk, we have our vanilla. So now I am going to give that a nice big stir to sit here so our batter can form up.
Okay. So it's basically just like making pancakes a regular way.
Exactly.
Incorporating different ingredients.
It is. We are swapping one for the other.
Okay.
So I know a lot of viewers may be asking, why did we choose to use applesauce, where traditionally in pancakes, we would be putting eggs. Something I'm going to say a lot of today. My son also has an egg allergy. So egg is not an option in our house. So I had to figure out something that would be a good substitute. And applesauce is a great consistency substitute for eggs. You can also use banana as well. Banana does tend to leave like that banana flavor behind. So if you're looking for something a little more neutral, I would go with applesauce.
I have heard of people using bananas when they substitute in recipes and stuff, but I didn't know that applesauce could kind of replace eggs. So that's news to me. So is that something you already knew, or you
No, it was new to me when she did it, and I was like, "You sure that's gonna taste right? No sugar?"
Yeah. Right. So now over here, I'm just gonna get our griddle ready for our pancakes. Now, just because they are gluten-free and vegan-free and my baby has allergies, we are still a butter household. So instead of using regular butter, which someone could use, today I am using plant butter.
Which is good. It's good.
It is good?
Yes, it is.
So we're just going to stick that in the griddle. And now, as you can see, our pancake batter is nice and thick because it's had a couple minutes to sit. Okay. And so I am just going to pour this batter right in our skillet here. And then they'll cook up. I usually set my skillet at around 300. If you're doing it on a typical stove with like high lows, this one would be like a medium high heat. You don't want to cook them low because with gluten-free flour, if it sits too long, it will puff up and look nice and fluffy, but it will collapse if it sits too long. So you want to make sure that they're cooked on a medium high heat. And so I'll cook them just like regular pancakes. Once you start seeing all the nice bubbles popping up, we will flip them, and then you will have a gorgeous platter of pancakes like we have here. Lisa and Mom, if you will help me out, we'll tilt it a little bit so we can, so the people can visually taste
really,
it.
really
Can
good.
you smell them? They smell so good.
They do smell good. Even the ones that are cooking now they have a good smell. So,
Right? Thank you.
And you just use regular syrup with these?
Yes, so I use.
Is there a certain syrup?
I use regular syrup, or you can use maple syrup. Yeah, we put it in a little fancy container today since I was a guest. I had to, bump up my game a little bit for you.
So you just can use just regular syrup on them, and or is this a special syrup, sugar-free or something? Or?
Oh no, it's not a sugar-free
Okay.
syrup, but if you wanted to use a sugar-free syrup, you definitely can.
Okay.
Whatever sugar of your choice. That's the fun thing about this
Okay.
recipe is, I mean, it literally is traditional pancakes. This one is just a little bit lighter and is not as carb heavy.
Okay.
And Lisa is edible.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you can testify to that. Right?
I can.
Right?
I
And
can.
then if everybody sticks around a little bit later, Lisa, we're going to do like a little tasting, right? So then people will get to see you guys' reaction to
Okay.
everything.
Here we go.
All right.
Well, it won't be a surprise for you, but
I don't know. Sometimes she surprises me. She puts some things in there. Sometimes she's even making them with vegetables.
I was saying that.
She's made vegetable
Can you add
also.
stuff into these
Yes.
pancakes like you would like a regular pancake? Like people sprinkle chocolate chips sometimes on pancake. You can do that with these.
Yes, you
Okay.
definitely can. I've done it with chocolate chips. I've done it with blueberries.
Okay.
My son is 4, so I try all types of things to kind of keep him interested in food. One thing that I've also done is use dehydrated vegetable powder because, like many 4-year-olds, he doesn't like to eat his vegetables. And I've taken that dehydrated vegetable powder and sprinkled a little bit of it in the batter as well, and he still loves them and can't tell.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very universal recipe.
Well, thank you, Rashella, for sharing that breakfast item with us. Now we're going to transition into a side dish that I think a lot of people are familiar with and probably have on their tables every year for holidays, mac and cheese. So
Yes.
tell us about that.
I'm going to give you a vegan spin on mac and cheese, but hold on, because I know you're like, vegan mac and cheese? No one wants that. Well, this one is delicious,
Okay.
but also for our vegan viewers or our viewers who are just looking to maybe having to cut some things out of their diet, because that we know in the past couple of years, food allergies have only increased. And unfortunately for many adults out there, they're finding out later in life that they're allergic to things that they've been eating their whole life. Like, eggs and lactose for many is an issue. So this vegan mac and cheese recipe can allow you to still indulge without having to, deal with the negative side effects of it later. Or if someone has decided to make a lifestyle change and maybe they're adding some new things into their diet, they can try a vegan mac and cheese. You can put it next to your traditional mac and cheese. Also, it tastes very good with bacon if you decide you want it to be a rainy day weeknight kind of meal. So let me go ahead and get started. So I've pre-boiled some noodles, which we have here. I've used the corkscrew noodles just because this is your holiday episode, so I'm getting a little fancy.
Okay, we're going
but
fancy today.
if you use elbow noodles, there's nothing wrong with those. So I have pre-boiled my noodles already. Now, I like to start my mac and cheese with a cheese sauce. Now, I know everyone makes their mac and cheeses differently, but I start mine with a cheese sauce, and you can't make a good cheese sauce without a roux. So the first thing I'm going to do on a low temperature, around like 200, or if you have the traditional high-low stove, this is going to be very low, maybe like 1 or 2. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And this is plant butter, what I'm using today. But you can use regular butter if you choose to, if dairy is not, if you still want that dairy there, if you're just trying it. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of butter.
Now, does plant butter act the same way regular butter does? I mean,
So
it melts the same?
It does. It melts the same. It tastes just as great. You can put it on toast. You can cook with it. It is a perfect, what they would consider or call like a 1-to-1 substitute.
Okay.
This particular plant butter that I'm using is infused with olive oil. And I really like that because it adds a little bit of like a nutty flavor to it.
Okay.
So we want that butter to completely melt in here. And because this is a vegan and allergy-friendly recipe, at this point, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of 1-to-1 flour, which is a gluten-free flour.
Okay.
Someone could use an almond flour, or they could use regular flour if wheat is not an issue for them.
Okay.
So for the basis of the roux, you want to make sure it is 1-to-1. So the same amount of butter you have, that's how much flour you want to have.
Okay.
And we're just going to stir that around and cook it up until the roux starts to bubble a little bit and it's cooked in that butter. You're just going to stir it up just like that So as you can see now, it's starting to turn. It's gone from that bright white to more of like a vanilla tone. That's how we know that our flour has cooked down. And we can go ahead and add our milk if you choose to. But today I am going to be using plant cream just because it works a little bit better with the vegan cheese and it gives it more of a creamier, smoother, nice melty taste. So I'm just going to pour that in there.
Okay.
How much of that are you using?
You want a cup.
A cup? Okay.
You want about a cup.
All right.
Now, if you were using regular milk or even like you used rice milk earlier with the pancakes, so what would it be about the same amount?
Yeah, it would be about the same amount. You do about a cup of milk.
Okay.
If you're making a recipe for like a large family, this would feed about, 4 to 6 people.
Okay.
But if you were doing something for a larger family, you definitely can just double the ratios.
Okay.
All right, so once we get that cream or your milk in there,
it smells
it
good.
is going to start to bubble up and give us a nice thick consistency.
it's making
At
me
this
hungry.
point, you want to drop the heat as low as possible. And then we're going to sprinkle in our cheese.
All right, now, what kind of cheese are you using here? Is
So-
this just,
I am using a plant-based vegan cheese. I do like to have different flavors with my mac and cheese. So this one is a vegan smoked Gouda. And then we also have a vegan sharp cheddar.
okay.
And so we're going to take that cheese and we are just going to stir it around in our roux until it melts. I will say with vegan cheeses, low and slow is going to be your ideal. It's not as fatty as a typical dairy cheese. So if you turn it up high, it's not going to melt. It needs some time to kind of sit there and marinate and get comfortable and do its thing. So you definitely want it low and slow. So now that our cheese sauce has thickened up, as you can see here, we'll give you a little pour. We are going to now add our seasoning. So we're going to do a pinch of salt, and everything is always seasoning to taste. I don't like to tell people how to season their food. We're going to do a little bit of garlic powder. Because believe it or not, dairy cheese does have a lot of earthiness to it. And so because it's a plant and vegan cheese, we need to add some of that earthiness back in.
Okay.
So we're going to do some garlic powder. We are going to do a pinch of Italian seasoning, which is not typical of mac and cheese. But again, we need to bring in that earthiness. We have to remember that, cows, they munch on grasses and different types of weeds and dandelions and flowers. And so we have to bring in herbs to introduce more of that earthiness.
Seems odd to me since it's plant-based. You would think
Have-
plant-based
have-
would have
all of that
earthy-
in there.
Yeah, you would think that. So that's not true then.
Yeah,
So
you would
just-
think that, but it's so it has the earthiness in it. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a pinch of pepper, and then we're also going to do a pinch of paprika. So plant cheeses, they do have, I guess the way I explained it could have been possibly off. So it does have some earthiness in it because it's a plant-based cheese, but most of these are made of from dried husk compounds or soy compounds. So they don't have that same, the earthiness that you get from a cow eating something and then their body
Digesting
and muscles
it.
digesting it and processing it, and then it's turned into a product, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So some of that is kind of lost in the processes that are used to create the textures and the colors and the smells that people associate with dairy cheese into plant cheeses. So we kind of have to add some of that flavor back.
Okay.
Yeah. So once we add those in, we'll stir it up and we'll let it cook down. Like I said, I have some pre-boiled noodles over here. And typically at this point, I will just add my noodles back into my sauce after they have boiled. We're going to give them a nice big stir. So I'm going to just stir those around and let everything get nice and coated in that beautiful vegan cheese sauce that we just made. From this point, I would transfer it to a baking dish. Sprinkle more vegan cheese on top, just like you do with a traditional mac and cheese. You would bake it at 350 in the oven. And then towards the end, you'll let it broil and let the top get a little bubbly. and you will end up with a mac and cheese that looks like this. And for this particular one, I like mac and cheese as a main dish, so I went ahead and incorporated some bacon in there.
Okay.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with that.
Because even though I do use plant-based products, I am not vegan, and I do really love bacon.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it looks really good. I mean,
It does.
it looks just like regular
Macaroni
traditional
and
macaroni
cheese.
and cheese.
Perfect.
And
Thank you,
yeah.
Lisa.
And look at the cream ratio over it.
Yeah.
I
It is
can't
so
wait for
good.
you
It
to try it
smells-
later.
And you I assume have had this
smells-
multiple times.
Yes, I have had this multiple times. It is so good. I just can't wait to dig my fork into it. And boy, because I'm ready to eat lunch now. It's time to eat.
And
Yes.
then next, Lisa, or shall I say lastly, before we move over and kind of sample everything, I have a healthier take on the traditional $1 million pie recipe.
Oh, okay. So dessert, something we can all.
Yes.
Something we can all
So we
relate.
got breakfast. I've gave you a little side dish or your main dish to go with dinner, and then we'll have dessert. And now you have your day.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let me go get this pie.
You may have noticed that we have changed locations, and now we're at our beautiful dining room setting here, and we are going to dig into some of that good food. We've just watched Rashella cook, so I know I'm excited to try it. Yvonne, I think you probably are too.
I am, even though I get to get a lot of it before I get here, but yes, I'm ready. And I've heard we got something delicious dessert coming along, people.
Yeah, I'm know
Y'all
where
just
that pie
waiting on
is.
it? Yes.
Where is that pie?
We're ready.
All right, ladies, I'm coming
Lips
with the pie. I
up.
got it.
Lips
I
are
got it. I got it.
Here comes
Look
the
at that.
So, like I mentioned,
it is
this
beautiful.
is the $1 million pie. I'll do a little tilt like this for the. Hang on. So
We'll
you
let
guys
y'all
can
see that $1 million pie.
Yeah, get a close-up of
greatness,
that.
the
Yes.
greatness of this pie.
Doesn't it make your mouth
Okay, we got the
water?
shot, Jordan. It's in there.
Oh, it is so good.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna back
can't
up now.
wait.
So this is the $1 million pie that I had mentioned, which it is a pretty popular pie, but there is a little spin on it because again, November is also healthy a lifestyle month, an eating month. So this $1 million pie, like the regular ones, it does it serves about 8 people, and the crust on it is a graham cracker crust that has been prepared. Instead of using a full vanilla pudding, we used a sugar-free vanilla pudding. Just so you know, we could cut down on that sugar. It takes 1 cup of cold milk, or you can choose the milk that your preference, whether it's almond milk or rice milk. It also has a can of drained crushed pineapples. And Lisa, it also contains frozen whipped topping that has been thawed.
Okay.
And on top we have some very fresh crushed up pecans.
Oh, okay. That sounds really
Okay, so
good.
it's gonna be
It looks
delicious.
good, too.
So just to recap for everybody, these are our gluten-free vegan pancakes. On that side, we have our vegan mac and cheese. Well, I won't call it vegan mac and cheese because I put bacon on it. But it is gluten-free and dairy-friendly
Dairy-free.
mac and cheese.
Yes.
And then we have our low-sugar $1 million pie.
I'm looking forward to that. I've had the regular $1 million pie, so I'm very curious to see how the low sugar one compares. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So we're ready for that.
Well,
so.
who is ready? Who wants pancakes first?
Yay, I do.
Yvonne, we'll let you go first
Yes.
since you're a
Since
All
I
right,
guest.
am the
Mom,
guest
hand me
here.
your plate, and
Here we
I
go.
will, since I am the youngest at the table, I
Yes.
will serve everyone.
She is the youngest. Don't I look like her?
Not by much.
Here we go, Lisa.
Don't I look like her? Thank
All
you.
right, and I will let y'all syrup. I'm gonna grab one for myself too because
Okay.
these are delicious.
They are.
And Mom, do you want to pass us some of that mac and cheese and
Cheese.
get you a little scoop
Oh,
out
let me
of
get
there?
a little scoop. I'm gonna get me a big scoop of this right
There
here
you
because I'm
go.
telling you, this is some great stuff right here.
It smelled good while you were
Oh,
cooking it.
it smells so good.
Right?
Look at
well,
that.
while she does that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this pie over
Let
here.
me give her. Oh, she's trying
and
to
then
grab
we'll
the
go
pie.
ahead and slice
Oh,
it.
Is she trying to go past
She's
you?
moving right onto the pie.
I know. Come on, Lisa. Let's
Well,
get this.
I come to
She's trying
holidays
move
for
on.
the sweets. I don't
She
know
eats
about
sweets
y'all.
first before she eats her meal. Don't do that, children.
Well, that mac and cheese looks just like regular mac and cheese that I would make. Yeah.
And it sticks together like the
Yeah,
pot,
it does.
too. Got it?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Got you.
It's
Oh, well, you can put that in
There
your
we go.
bowl, Lisa,
Oh,
so that way it
okay,
doesn't
well, there we
touch
go.
your. You know,
Yes,
you don't
we-
want to mix the sweet with the savory now.
well, and I don't like my food to touch either. So,
do you?
Oh,
there's
okay.
your fun fact for
There
tea
we
with
are.
tea with Lisa. I don't like my food to
You
touch.
see that? Lisa's told y'all something new that y'all didn't know about her today. Look at that.
And Rashella's already cutting that pie.
She's already
am.
cutting the
I
pie.
know.
You see, they left me out with the bowl thing. I think I need some.
That's for your pie.
All right, Lisa. Here
Okay.
is a slice of pie for you.
Okay. Okay, that looks really
Perfect.
good.
It does. This looks delicious. I'm so excited.
So now is this something you've made before, or have
So
you ever made this?
is not something I've made before. This is actually a recipe that I found online. I don't want to give out any shout outs to any particular websites, but those of you out there who love looking for new recipes, you know where to go.
And just so our viewers know, Rashella's going to have the recipes for all of these are going to be on our website, correct?
Yes, so we are going to, Jordan and I are going to get it together and post all the recipe cards to the website, and there will be a link to the recipe cards in the comment section of this video. So whether you're watching it on Facebook or on YouTube, just go to the comment section, and of course Walton Options is going to be the first comment, and if you click on that link, it'll take you straight to the recipe cards.
All right, and so shall we toast to our
holiday meal?
I think we should.
All
There we go.
right. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays, and thank you, Rashella, for coming and trying all this with us and showing us some new ways to cook and some healthier versions of some stuff we already like.
Well, thank you. Ginger ale is the best.
Yep. Let me see what this.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
see
gonna
what this
dig into
tastes
some
like.
pie.
No, she's going for the pie first. I'm
So
going
am
for
I.
the pancake. I'm going for the pancake.
Oh, that's delicious.
Okay.
Very refreshing. Okay.
Well, I will
So,
say,
Lisa, are there any events that we have coming up that you want to tell people about?
We have got coming up. Walton Options has got on December the 7th at 6 o'clock our Winter Artist Showcase. So we'll be featuring art by persons with disabilities. So if you are a person with a disability that is also an artist, or if you know anybody that is, we would love to see their art. All the art is going to be on sale, so all the artists will get money for their works that they sell. So it's going to be at the 523 Gallery, which is on 13th Street in Augusta, at 523, obviously, 13th Street. And again, that's December 7th at 6 p.m. So we would love for you to come out and check out the art by a lot of really talented artists that have disabilities. So come check that out.
Yes.
And just so you know, this is our 1-year anniversary of Tea with Lisa.
It is.
And I want to bring in here. Rashella's usually behind the camera as our producer director. Her co-producer is Jordan. We're going to bring him out from behind the camera, so he can we can see his face. So
Jordan, come say hi to your mom.
come say hi. And so this is Jordan. So he is
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
he is the other half of the team that makes this work. So him and Rashella do a lot of hard work making these videos for y'all, and they do a wonderful job. So we're excited that we've had already a whole year of episodes with Tea with Lisa. So look forward to doing a whole nother year of episodes. And if you have any ideas for topics you might want to see us cover, let us know, and we'll be more than happy to investigate that for you. So, again, thank you, Rashella. The food is lovely. It looks good, smells good, tastes good. So I think we can all agree it's turned out good. Make sure you follow us on our social media. We're on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, and now we are on YouTube. So you can find us in a lot of spots. So if you have any questions that Walton Options might be able to answer, or need any resources we might be able to help you with, don't forget to call us at 706-724-6262. That's 706-724-6262. And we're at 948 Walton Way. So come check out Walton Options and just see what kind of programs we have and how we might be able to help you. So until the next episode, happy holidays, everyone.
Yep. Happy holidays.
Bye.